Ladies and gentlemen, let me start with a question. If someone is addicted to gambling, should we lock them in a prison cell or should we help them find a way to change from their bad addiction? Because gambling is not murder, it is not robbery too. Gambling is when people risk money on games of chance, like betting or slot machines, hoping hoping to win but usually losing. And in the process, it destroys families, friendship, jobs, and even their lives itself. Now, when gambling offenders are caught, we have two choices: either put them in prison or something smarter. They go into social service and skill training. What is social service? Social service means offenders pay back society by working for the community, like cleaning, planting trees, helping in hospitals, or serving local charities. And what is skill training? Skill training means teaching them useful abilities, cooking, carpentry, mechanics, computer work, even small business skills, so they can earn money honestly and build a new life. And that is why we proudly support today's motion. Today's motion is this house will give social service and skill training for gambling offenders rather than imprisonment. What is the problem with prison? The problem with prison does not fix addiction. Gambling is not a crime of violence. It is a problem of addiction. Addiction is like is a disease. You cannot cure a disease by locking someone in a cage. When they come out, they still have the same problem or even worse. 2. Prison destroys families. Many gambling offenders already bring pain to their families because of that. Sending them to prison only increase the pain. Children grow up without parents. Spouses carry heavier burdens. Instead of healing the family, prison breaks it apart. And the third one, prison gives a permanent label to gambling offenders. Once you call an ex-prisoner, society shuts its doors. Employers don't want to hire you. Neighbors don't trust you. You carry the label of criminal for life. And what happened next? Many go back to gambling, and some even turn to bigger crime just to survive. 4. Prison wastes money. Taxpayer must pay for prisons, food cards, electricity, healthcare. And why we should society waste millions on non-violent gambling offenders when the same money could be used to train them to work, pay taxes, and contribute? The fifth one is prison makes offender worse. In prison, gamblers are not surrounded by teachers, they are surrounded by thieves, drug dealers, and violent criminals. Instead of reforming, they learn more dangerous habits. A small gambler can come out of prison as much as bigger criminal. And why is social service and skill training is better there rather than imprisonment? First, rehabilitation and not destruction. Prison breaks people down, but social service helps them repay their debt to society in a useful way. Skill training builds them up again with new abilities. This is not destruction, this is healing. Second, better for the economy. A prisoner costs money, a trained worker earns money. Imagine thousands of former gambling offenders turn into skilled workers, carpenter, chefs, mechanics, programmers. Instead of draining resources, they add to the economy. Third, breaking the cycle of gambling. When people learn new skill and get stable jobs, they don't need to risk everything in a casino or online games. They have stability, purpose, and income. That is the real way to end addiction by giving them something better to live for. Fourth one, community benefits. Social service means the community gets something back. Cleaner parks, repaired public spaces, support for charities, society wins, and offenders learn responsibility at the same time. And fifth, the more skill training and social service is more human. We must ask ourselves, what kind of justice do we want? Justice that punishes without change, or justice that reforms and restores? Social service and skill training are not soft, they are smart. They hold offenders accountable, but in a way that helps everyone. For example, imagine two people. The first one goes to prison for 6 months. He comes out jobless, labeled as criminals. and with no support. Out of shame and desperation, he gambles again. And the second one does 6 months of social service and skill training. He works in a community kitchen, learns cooking, and earns a certificate. Afterwards, he gets a restaurant job, pays off his debts, and supports his family. Now, ask yourself, who is better for society? Clearly, the second person. So, in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, prison for gambling offenders is not smart. It destroys families, wastes taxpayers' money, and fixes nothing. But social service makes offenders give back to their communities. Skill training gives them hope, dignity, and future. Prison turns a gambler into a broken citizen. Rehabilitation turns into gambler into a useful one. And that is why we are proud to propose this motion. This House would give social services skill training for gambling offenders rather than imprisonment. Thank you.